Basswood County is a new analog horror series on YouTube, created by Dark Mind. It seems to be a combination of found footage and analog horror, with inspiration from series like the Mandela Catalog, Gemini Home Entertainment, and the classic Local 58. As of writing this script, the Basswood County series only has 3 episodes. From these 3 episodes, we learn that the county seems to be haunted by a creature of unknown origin, which we'll be making a profile on today. So without further ado, let's get into the tapes. Episode 1 opens with an emergency alert from the Basswood County Police. They're warning the residents and neighboring counties about an invasion of a humanoid creature within the county. We learn that this creature has taken 11 lives since the reports came in. It does this with extreme violence as shown by the drawings on screen. Luckily, the police recommend a couple things to keep yourself safe from attacks, like closing your doors and windows and grabbing something to defend yourself with while hiding in the basement or attic. The police then describe this creature to be tall, with long limbs, a long neck, and long fingers. The creature has an unnatural face, menacing eyes, and appears to be smiling. A simple drawing of the creature is then shown next to the drawing of a human for size comparison. From this drawing, we can also see that there seem to be things sprouting all over the body of the creature. We are then shown 5 police sketches to help identify the creature. Sketch 1. Sketch 2. Sketch 3. Sketch 4. And one that's a bit more realistic, Sketch 5. Concluding the emergency alert. Next up are the found footage tapes. Tape 1 is the most recent recording of the creature, as we can see from the bottom right that it's filmed on January 21st in 2022. We are shown a flyer with a drawing of the creature's face, hanging from a pole. This jump cuts to the camera recording a grate with loud croaking coming from it. Have a listen. With almost instantaneous movement, the creature appears before the camera and we snap to a black and white screen capture of the creature's face. Tape 2. Tape 2 is dated in the year most of the series will be recorded in, being 1998. We hear the creature crying at 4 a.m. in someone's hallway. As the person is recording, the creature suddenly appears from behind a corner and attacks the camera person. The camera starts recording again nearly 12 hours later, but the only thing on screen is an arm. It is unclear who is recording here. Before tape 3 begins, we see a quote from Detective Jeff Alberson. He states that the following picture was found in the victim's basement. The picture almost seems like a medieval depiction of the creature, with the styling of the page and the way the text next to it is written. Really makes you wonder how long this creature has been around. We then get into tape 3, which also takes place in 1998. We see someone hiding in a closet with heavy breathing, while keeping a close eye on the door. The creature again seems to almost instantly appear in the doorway, but before something happens, the camera cuts to black and an image, found on the camera of the victim, is shown, concluding tape 3. This also marks the ending of episode 1. This episode contains the most information about the location, the people, and the creature of Basswood County, as the other episodes are more focused on expanding the series and the characters within them. So far, we know about the creature, what it looks like and what it's capable of, and Detective Jeff Alberson, who appears to be trying to solve the case. Which leads us to episode 2, Detective Jeff Alberson's tapes from 1998. Episode 2 opens with a description of what we're about to see. The tapes Detective Alberson found while investigating one of the victim's homes and a sketchbook that belonged to the victim. We first skim through the sketchbook, where we find multiple drawings of the anomaly, but don't learn anything we really didn't know before. Tape 1 opens with a person driving for about 30 seconds, before cutting to someone recording their hallway. Nothing can really be seen, but just before the clip ends, a loud screech can be heard. The next clip appears to be from the bedroom window. The person recording turns the lights on, but the anomaly doesn't respond to this. We then cut to a still frame of the anomaly looking down on the person recording. We can assume that this is the last thing the victim saw before passing on, but just before the episode ends, the anomaly gives the camera one good last stare. As I said before, we don't really learn anything new in this episode. It's mainly just some creepy drawings and another example of the anomaly attacking someone. But luckily, episode 3 picks up the pace again. The episode opens with a clip of an old movie where the anomaly seems to have injected itself into, as the face of one of the men warps to an inhuman-looking creature while letting out an ominous screech. That's when we cut to another police tape where we're tested in our ability to recognize uncanniness in faces. The first few faces appear to be normal, but then we see a version of the anomaly we've seen before, but with its eyes not exactly where they're supposed to be. The next image shows a figure covered in shadows, with the text asking us what their face looks like. Although it's not visible at all, we chose the anomaly-looking one, which is correct. This seems to activate the creature as it moves around slightly and tells us it will tell us something which our minds cannot comprehend. Now this is where I feel like the series took a lot of inspiration from the Mandela Catalogue. Before this episode, the anomaly was described as a highly violent creature that stalks its prey and ripping them apart when successful. Now the anomaly warps its face and tells us information we cannot comprehend, like the alternates in the Mandela Catalogue. Normally I wouldn't call something like this out, as the Mandela Catalogue neither owns nor invented these tropes, but the fact the anomaly suddenly adapts these characteristics even though it was never mentioned before seemed a little odd to me. But who asked? The episode continues with the recording of a person with an eerie face staring at the camera, before transforming into a scary-looking dude with a long neck. We then continue with our identity test with something hiding behind the shower curtain. Once it reveals itself, the face is redacted, but we're still made to pick between two horrifying faces to describe what it looks like. The left one being the correct one, also ending the identity test. The next bit tells us a bit more about Detective Jeff Alberson, as the tape opens with a title card which reads the failure of Jeff Alberson and an illustration of what the detective probably looks like. We start with a recording of some files describing the anomaly laying on a desk. The text isn't really legible, till we zoom in on the last document. The document has drawings of the anomaly with "I see you" written all over it. Suddenly, eerie music starts playing with a loud volume as the person recording turns around and sees a figure looming over them and the camera cutting to black. We are then shown the anomaly stalking another victim, and some text which seems very important to the origin of the anomaly. The text reads, "A chamber in the woods. Where they come from. A door to a realm. We know where you live." Now before this, the anomaly was described to be only one of its kind. A singular anomaly wreaking havoc, but from this we learn that there are multiple anomalies, coming from a different realm in a chamber in the woods. The episode continues with a person staring into what we can only describe as darkness. As they turn their head to the camera, a drawing of a creepy-looking face is shown with a timer below it. I have no idea what this is supposed to imply, but we move on to the next tape where someone can be seen walking from their house onto the street. They are most likely going to the location of the next clip, where an anomaly can be seen meditating in a room. They don't notice the camera person at first, but as they move closer, the anomaly snaps, ending the third and final episode. That wraps up our exploration of the Basswood County series. Although this series has a few quirks here and there, I feel like it has a lot of potential to grow together with its creator, Darkmind, and I look forward to seeing more of it. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to like and subscribe.